Welcome to the Kool, the Kareem Matthews podcast. I'm Kareem Matthews. I'm here with my dude, my Ramley point guard extraordinaire, UCSD alumni, which is the new tag, Mr. Rodney Lusian. What up, my dude?
All good, Playboy. I'm trying to get the fight song queued up.
Yeah. Fight, fight, fight. Yeah. I don't know why that shit make me so happy every time I hear it. Yeah, that's got to be the new theme song. It's official, you know what I'm saying? And that actually is the perfect segue, man. Our coach bounced.
Damn.
I know it's crazy.
Whoa, damn.
Cena! It's crazy because we literally was just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You was like, they gonna come knocking, you know what I mean? And I felt they would too, but I didn't think before the damn tournament was over. The tournament ain't even over yet, dude, and we lost our coach. You know what I'm saying?
The coaching carousel been crazy though. Like you saw, like Xavier beat Texas in
Mm,
the play-in. Texas fired their coach, hired Xavier's coach
right.
to
Nah,
replace him,
nah,
and that just started the ball rolling, and that should have been vicious.
nah. That's very true though. And when you said that, I was like, you know what? Actually, that's a good point because beats is being taken. Musical chairs is about to stop. I think Xavier was the last job, or Villanova.
Uh,
Villanova.
took
They
dude
just
from
hired
Maryland.
somebody.
They took dude from Maryland.
And
Willie.
that was some drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
From the Big Ten. Like who's leaving the Big Ten?
right, but just with like the boosters, like the Maryland boosters was mad. You know, yeah, it's this whole coaching cycle has been a mess. But actually, you right. If New Mexico didn't hurry up and snatch up our coach, they might have been asked out because them jobs was filling up quick.
Right.
Man, the NCAA is a mess right now because the coaches and the players, you know what I'm saying? They were saying, why is the portal open right now? There's no need for the basketball portal to be open. You know what I'm saying? Like football, that's one thing. For it to be open for football, okay. But they was like, why is the basketball portal open? Why are niggas in the Final Four having to recruit they niggas? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Their
Nah.
own players are getting recruited in the four. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I'm
That's
sitting here watching this tournament that started today in Vegas. And I'm
mm,
looking and they like, yeah, this dude's in the portal. And it's like, is he playing? Is he not playing? Like, what's the deal? But dudes is in the portal, but still playing for their
with
squads
teams.
right now.
Right, right. That they gotta do something about that. Like it's no come on. It's already enough pressure having to keep your own dudes, but having to keep them while y'all still playing?
Right.
It's like if I don't put dude in, he gonna leave.
And dudes is hopping in the portal the day they team lose.
Nah.
They
Uh
hopping in.
I think it's like 7,000 dudes in the portal
Right.
right now. They
Which is
said
like
Indy.
which is like three times more than what was in the portal this time last year. Like it's been an astronomical jump
Mm,
this year.
they said Indiana don't have no players on their roster. Indiana, either they graduated or they in the portal.
And their coach is retiring.
Oh, the black dude, right?
Yeah. Ex NBA dude.
Right. Woodson?
Woodson.
Okay. That's crazy, man. They don't have no players on their roster. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But
that's the new formula. Like they not and it go back to what you were saying last week. Like you were saying how the world we live in right now, like we all know it's microwave, like it's instant. You ain't gonna have 5 to 10 years to build whatever it is you're trying to build. Like it got to be right away. And so the whole new model is I'm just gonna bring in a squad every year. Like it's gonna be dudes who are from the portal. They ain't gonna be freshmen. They're gonna be dudes that play somewhere else, and they come in here, and we're gonna try to make the magic happen.
Right. And we know what we getting. Like, well, you have more of a certainty of what you get. You know what I'm saying? It's still no guarantee that they're gonna be those same players that you
Damn
saw,
right. That's right.
but at least you've seen them on the D1 level. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing I like about the portal is you get more what you pay for than high school. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen these dudes play in college, so there's more of a chance that that translates than if you bring a dude in straight out of high school. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it needs more rules, man. Like it shouldn't be open right now. You shouldn't be able to do it every year. Like it's certain shit that's just clearly obvious that you can put in place and not fuck the portal up. I mean, I think the portal is a great idea, but it's like the Wild West right now, dude. When they was like the portal is open now, it's like
Right.
that makes no sense. There's
Right.
no reason for you to be thinking about transferring right now. Maybe the day the tournament is over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it can't be. That's too much for coaches, man. During the tournament, you got to recruit your dudes. And they were saying how teams in the tournament are scavenging teams that they play.
Mm.
Looking at them like, okay, yeah, we gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? Because they said, dude, you had mentioned him too. Dude from state that hit that jumper was against Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then it
Yeah.
was like Kentucky was like, we want him.
Oh, right. Right.
Because he got Kentucky now, right?
He is.
They were saying the moment he put his name in the portal, Kentucky was like, yeah, they went to visit him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like they made him their number one priority. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's funny because that kind of goes back to the original thing that we wanted to talk about. They were saying how that may kill the mid majors making a run. Is that whenever they get some cool dudes, a big school is gonna scoop them up. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, that's why all these one seeds are in the Final Four right now because they filled up with the Mountain West Player of the Year and the CAA Player of the Year. Like they getting all these good players, the best players from these mid majors, and that's how they stacking their team. So that may prevent the Cinderellas from ever doing, you know what I'm saying, doing it again. I don't think that's the case, but I do think it's changing because, like with our coach leaving, like he may feel like, you know what I'm saying, even if he get a squad, his players are gonna get poached.
Yeah. And then he gonna have to go poach. Like
Right,
four of
right.
our starters, I want to say was D2 transfers. Drake University had a team full of D2 transfers. So it's like, because Florida, and I wish I knew this before I picked them. I picked them to win it. But they point guard is from Iona. They shooting
Mm,
guards from some other mid major. The
mm,
other guard is from Florida Atlantic. They
mm,
went to the Final Four, but still, that's a mid major. So they three guards, they three leading scorers is all from mid majors.
mm.
Um, so yeah, squads is picking the best mid major players and bringing them into their high major programs, and so that's gonna lead the mid majors to be like, all right, let me find the best D2 players or D3. Like it's just gonna be that's gonna be the food chain.
Right. Now, and it's funny because everyone, because I posted about our coach, taking the job, and a lot of the UC heads was chiming in, you know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of them, I think it was Pete Sellers, either Pete or Pat, was saying how that's how he built UCSD, was picking up a lot of, you know what I'm saying, solid D2 well, not solid, but really good D2 All Americans and putting UCSD together. And that was my question was, And they was like, he's gonna do the same thing at New Mexico. And I was like, can you get that kind of player at New Mexico?
What kind
Like
of
it's
player? A
like a
D2?
D, yeah, like a D2 transfer. Like, is that where they go? Is to New Mexico? I feel like UCSD was built for that kind of move. You know what I'm saying? Because we just came up from D2. So I feel like it would be easier for him to get that off at UCSD than he is at New Mexico. Because, like you were saying off the air, how Patino was doing it, the young Patino, he was bringing in big name dudes to New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the route you would have to take there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't know if you're gonna be able to get a D2 dude to transfer to New Mexico, like, you know what I mean?
Nah.
So
A team of D2 transfers ain't winning that conference. Like
right,
that's
and that's the other part. Even if
that's
you get them in there, will that be enough?
right. Cause that conference, they get consistently like 3, 4 squads in. Like this year they got New Mexico, San Diego State, Colorado State, and one
New
other.
Mexico? Oh yeah, they did go this year. That's right. They did
Uh,
make it.
and Colorado State won a game. Um,
Mm,
so now, I mean, and San Diego State been to the chip in the last couple of years. Like that
right.
conference, it's damn near to the point where it ain't like if it was like they next in line to be a major conference. Like, I mean, they probably gonna become the Pac-12
Mm,
whenever all that gets situated. Like the
right.
Mountain West is probably gonna become like basically the new Pac-12.
Right. Now
Like,
with the name.
right, right. What you mean, calling it Pac-12?
Yeah.
For sure,
Yeah.
for
Because
sure.
they're
Like,
gonna have
some of
Oregon
them,
State, Washington State, and then the rest of them.
some of them have already said they going.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, I mean that
But
conference
that's a
ain't
great point. I was just thinking not being able to get D2 dudes to want to go to New Mexico. But you was like, even if he get them to go, that's not gonna be enough to win that conference. You ain't gonna be able to do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So nah.
You can win the Big West
Right.
with a bunch of D2 transfers, but you ain't winning the Mountain West
Right.
with that. Like, nah, that's pretty much. I mean, it's dudes in that league that's getting drafted. Like, dude, Neat Clifford, whoever that was for Colorado State.
Right. Like first round picks.
Yeah, yeah. So he gonna have to come out. He gonna either have to follow Little Patino's mold, or he ain't gonna be able to do the UCSD shit at New Mexico. Like that ain't gonna work. And I think that's back to your point of Monson and whoever left Gonzaga.
Mhm.
Like it's just got recently. I'm gonna say in the last 10 years where Gonzaga really started to be like, you know what, we getting McDonald's dudes like. McDonald's dudes, Chet Holmgren, like they come in here now.
Thugs.
Right. But before that, like Adam Morrison, he wasn't McDonald's. Like they was
Right.
getting them kind of dudes and just the culture build up and that they make their runs. But I think you can't that culture, you can't just take it anywhere. Like Monson, I don't know if he tried to take it to Minnesota, but it's like, all right, this ain't Gonzaga, this ain't Spokane. Like,
This is
so
not how you gonna win here.
right,
You see, so then that goes back to the original thing because it was a lot of back and forth on that post today about the coach getting taking the job. You know what I'm saying? And the consensus was everyone was happy for him. Everyone was like, he earned it. He did a great job. He's setting his family up. That there was no argument in that. There was no arguing that. But then to me, it became was this a good move for him as far as what he gonna be able to do basketball wise? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it is. I think he should have waited and he should have kept going with UCSD, building UCSD up a little bit more, and take a job that opens up that's a little more conducive to what he does. You know what I'm saying? But like people like Pete Selick, Pete felt like this was a great job for him. Like he gonna, you know what I'm saying? He
New
gonna be able to
Mexico.
do, huh?
New Mexico's a great job for him.
Yeah, yeah. Right. That's how I was. And then he's gonna be able to do, you know what I'm saying, same thing he was doing. And he brought up how it was a better conference. And I mean, you can't really fight that. But again, I think the point that you made, I didn't even really think about it, but I'm still in that now. Is can he get that off in that conference?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you was like, even if he gets that off, that doesn't win that conference. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, college basketball, especially in its current construction, is a cold business, man. Like it's no guarantee he finishes that 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's a win now. Like you were saying, teams is quarterling up and coming back the next year. Like yo, we here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what they're gonna be looking at him to do. Like he not gonna get all 5 years to build that if he don't build it quickly, man.
Right. New Mexico won the league. I don't know if they won. Well, Colorado State won the conference. So New Mexico finished first. So first of all, you stepping into you following big shoes. Like we knew that already because he following a Patino. But they were 17-3. Beat UCLA like they did some shit this year.
Mm.
You know, they lost whatever game they played in the first round. Colorado State was second. They made the tournament, won a game. Utah State made the tournament, lost to
Mm.
UCLA. San Diego State made the tournament. So that's four squads. Boise State, everybody was saying should have made it.
Mm.
It was like one of the first ones left out.
Right.
So he going into
A pressure cooker.
yeah. Like you said, it ain't gonna be give you 3 years to get your shit off the ground. Like,
I got to get my dudes in here. They
right.
like, you better be bringing some dudes with you out that portal. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, again, everyone was like, he's setting his family up with this contract, and I'm like, were they starving? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was a hardship case. Like he didn't need to make this move. You know what I'm saying? And man, these moves are not always for the long run. You know what I'm saying? These moves are not always the best thing. Because I heard somebody they was talking about players, but they was basically like, it's not how big your contract is, it's how many contracts you get.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So this one, it may look good, but if 2, 3 years from now they just paying you off to to leave, like then what? I mean, that Dan Munson is just will keep popping into my head. You know what I'm saying? It's 20, 30 years later, damn near, and Gonzaga's still rolling, and they coach ain't moved. You know what I mean? And he took over for what Munson had just started to build. And it's crazy though, because you had said we made a hire. Was it our assistant?
Yeah. The dude that's been the first assistant for like the last 10, they're about
Okay.
like I was reading on him today. He left and went to Cal Poly Pomona for a little bit, where Kamansky is. So that was kind of a UCSD hookup.
Right.
And even when you was just talking about is Eric Olin starving, like I don't, the UCs are really bad at paying people.
Mm.
Like Marshall. Marshall
Mm.
left UC San Diego to go to Cal Poly Pomona. Like that's why Kamansky's there now. Like that's why there's a low key hookup between UCSD and Cal Poly Pomona that's been going on for
For decades.
like 20. So shit. For the last 30 years at least, Cal Poly Pomona's been led by ex UCSD head coach or player. Like it
Mm.
was Marshall, then it was Rapp, then and now it's been Kamansky
Nasty.
forever. So, but for Marshall to be like, dude, I'm leaving UC San Diego, and it was strictly about money. Like he was like, dude, they gonna pay me damn near twice with UCSD. And I just know whether it's, Ashanti, like everybody, Ashanti left UCSD to go to Mesa.
Right.
And that was easily a promotion. Like it was like, dude, the UC system don't pay. So all that to say, um, you know, it based on that, I can't be mad at Eric Olin, but dude, we bringing in, it's gonna be his first head coaching job. He
Like
been
Mark Few. You know what I'm saying? Like Mark Few. And
right.
they were saying though how he's been the lead recruiter.
Yeah, they were saying that. I guess I
Because
don't.
that's what Pat was saying. Pat was loving it. Pat was saying how he gonna be able to keep the ship moving just like it was. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying he was the main recruiter.
I believe that. I don't. Yeah, I saw on our website too that they was like he's been in charge of the recruiting and the defense, which our defense has been really good.
Right.
And so I'm like, all right, but yeah, I don't feel like we ain't recruiting, like we ain't winning recruiting battles. Like they've been, shit, I don't know what word I want to use, but they making good choices. Like
Shrewd.
yeah, that works. That works for sure. Like they making good choices, but it ain't like they bringing in dudes that really was being coveted.
Right. Nah. I mean, again, like you were saying about the formula, they bringing in winners from D2. You know what I'm saying? D2 All Americans that are winners, and they bringing them together. And I feel like if that's what he was doing, that's what he needs to keep doing. Like that will
This
continue to
coach,
work.
this coach will keep that going for sure.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
he ain't gonna
And
try
that's
to deviate from that at all.
right. And I feel like at the moment, that's our best move. You know what I'm saying? While the coach that left, he gonna have to switch his whole game plan out without his top recruiter.
Right. Nah.
But it's crazy because when you was mentioning all that UC don't pay stuff, and it's not just us, because the same thing is happening with UCLA. Because that's how they was Mick Cronin was coveted for that same reason. You know what I'm saying? Because
Coveted
see,
out of UCLA or coveted
yeah,
when UCLA hired him?
no, out of UCLA, like in this
Oh,
coaching cycle, like dudes wanted him. You know what I'm saying? And even after all the chairs have been filled, UCLA was still scared that he might go to Nova.
mm.
UCLA wasn't like till that Nova job got closed. Because first they were saying Indiana, because I think he's from that area.
Right.
Like it was a couple of them jobs that they was really afraid that Mitt would take. You know what I'm saying? And it's because they don't pay. You know what I mean? And I mean, I guess it's because it's a public institution, but you would feel like that should not be the problem.
Right. Right. You know, for Cal States or JCs to be
To spend,
paying, yeah, that makes no sense.
no, it doesn't.
But, it's also because of what the UCs are trying to compete against. Like, by and large, Cal States ain't trying to compete. San Diego State's the foremost Cal State athletic school. So, Cal State's ain't normally trying to compete with SEC, Big Ten, but the UC schools are. Like
Some
UCLA.
of them are in the Big Ten now.
Right. They gotta theoretically be like, all right, we're gonna go see LSU and we supposed to be able to do something with them. Like theoretically.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's why the UC discrepancy is so glaring. It's because they expect Mick to go to the Final Four,
Right.
And
But
he
they
like,
paying him with a shoestring budget.
right,
They NIL program too. You know what I'm saying? He got to go out and do all the NIL shit, which is
right,
crazy. Like, I mean, again, they alumni base. I mean, UCSD too. Like, you would feel like alumni alone should be able to take the coach up. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all want to keep this moving or not? And I mean, from all that they've seen that they got this year, the money UCSD made from going to the tournament. I mean, I don't even know if that was even brought up or was even put on the table, but you feel like they had to sweeten the coach's pot. Like
right.
they wasn't like we about to give you a raise or nothing. Like they were just like you could just bounce.
I honestly feel like, yeah, they wasn't trying to be like, yeah, let's renegotiate you, Eric. Like, obviously,
You
you
earned
know,
a raise.
right, right. I'm almost positive they wasn't doing that.
Mm. Well, I
Um,
mean, you couldn't be mad at him for leaving anyway. But if that's the case, then you really can't be mad at him for leaving. I still just don't know about the fit. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. I mean, I'm not begrudging the man getting paid. Get paid. But I'm just wondering, will the fit hurt him in the long run? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, 2, 3 years from now, he looking for another job, and all of a sudden now you not the hot coach that just took a small school to a tournament. You know what I mean? Like you coming off a failure at a job. You know what I'm saying? How much in demand will he be at that point? You know what I'm saying?
right.
And then
And as you was talking, I'm sitting here thinking, like, if New Mexico has agreed to go to the Pac-12 or whatever, then Eric Olin is like, shit. I just moved to a Pac-12 school. Like, don't look at it as New Mexico. Look
mm,
at it as I'm in
mm,
the Pac-12 now. Because even
mm.
like Pulley, Kyle Smith, when he left Washington State last year to go to Stanford this year. And it's
Is
like,
that
why?
where he is?
Yeah, it's like that's low key, like a parallel
Lateral
move,
move.
lateral. But it's like, nah, Stanford in the ACC now. So I left what wasn't going to be the Pac-12 no more. Like they was trying to put me back in the WCC where I had already escaped out of that conference. So
Right,
it was either
right.
back to the WCC or ACC. And he's like,
Mm.
that's so
No
if,
comparison.
right. If that's kind of what, because I'm sitting here trying to look it up now, like, because I know some schools have agreed, but some wasn't jumping. Like I know UNLV, I felt like UNLV, for one, said, nah, we good.
And state, right?
I think
The state was getting courted before it blew up, I felt like.
this say Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, Utah State, and San Diego State to join the Pac 12.
Mm. Okay, so state did say yes.
Gonzaga will also be joining the Pac 12 as a non football member. So UCSD,
Right, could do that.
right. Um,
And then what, Eric?
UNLV Air Force to remain in the Mountain West. So I didn't say Wyoming, right? Nah.
Mm-mm.
Um, so there, and because the Mountain West is ag schools too, like Northern Illinois is coming.
To the Mountain West?
Right. Um,
Wasn't they in the MAC?
yeah.
Damn. The cannibalism is real. We cannibalizing the MAC now.
Nah. So yeah, New Mexico ain't even going to. I
New
mean,
Pac-12.
right. I would think the Pac-12. I would think they've already asked New Mexico.
Right. I mean, I feel like that would be perfect for them.
UTEP is coming to the Mountain West.
Mm.
Um, Hawaii announced it will go to the Mountain West. So yeah, it looked like the Mountain West is still gonna be a thing, and New Mexico is staying. And it seemed like if any, I mean, UNLV is obviously next. Like if the Pac-12 was like out of them schools that, because if you look at it, all right, they got Oregon State, Washington State. That's two. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Utah State, San Diego State. That's seven.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they want more schools.
They would like to get close to 12 as possible
Right.
for the name.
And UNLV is got to be the next on the list.
Right.
But I mean, they've already said no, but I'm sure the Pac-12 is going to come back.
Right. Nah, I'm sure that no was before all this change that happened.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I was going to say if Eric Olin was moving because he's like, this is about to be a Pac-12 school, then it make even more sense. But it ain't, which makes it make less sense.
Right. And then when you was just doing that math, I was like, okay, we got to 8 adding UNLV.
Yeah.
How far down the road is UCSD
Uh,
of y'all 12? Like, do y'all have 9, 10, and 11 before y'all start thinking UCSD is a basketball only member? If y'all bring in Gonzaga like that,
right.
you know what I'm saying? How far are we out of this conversation? Like, I mean, all them schools you just named, I'm like, okay, y'all are that's legit. I'm not taking none of them out. You know what I'm saying? But you sound like you still need at least 4 more teams. Like now, where you pulling from? Because when you said NIU coming to the Mountain West, I was like, wait a minute, they in the MAC. You know what I'm saying? Like it's West Coast teams with the UC label that want some of this, especially if y'all letting teams in basketball only.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't know what Cal and Stanford gonna do. I don't know what
Oh
they
yeah,
hold. Like
that's right.
I could see them peeling back.
Nah, absolutely. They probably gonna be in it too. Okay, so that's 10.
Right. What UNLV you saying?
Right. So take away the number one team that's not in it. We giving y'all that. The number one team that's not in it that y'all want, UNLV. Okay, y'all got them. Y'all got Stanford and Cal back. Now who y'all going after?
Yeah. I
You
mean
know what I'm saying?
what's left in the Mountain West is New Mexico.
Who said no?
I don't know if New Mexico said no.
Mm,
I don't know if they were asked. I would think they were, but I ain't seeing nothing on here that says they were.
right, right.
There's Nevada Reno.
I mean,
They
we
got,
in Cali.
they got football.
Yeah, nah, barely.
Yeah, I mean, to bring Gonzaga in is a trip to me. I get it, but
For basketball, though, that's a huge brand.
it
Pro-
is.
Probably the biggest
Oh, in the
of the.
conference. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So I mean, they needed that. You know what I'm saying? They needed a heavyweight, so they brought in a basketball only squad. You know what I'm saying? That that right there gives me a lot of hope that they would allow basketball only teams because the Pac-12 never did that.
No. Right.
You had to have both. You know what I'm saying? So for them to now compromise that to be like, we'll bring Gonzaga in, how far away are we? You know what I'm saying? Like what y'all need to see from us? We got the UC. You know what I'm saying?
And in football, they probably not gonna get out. Like they not gonna become one of them Power Five.
The new Pac-12.
Yeah, even
Mm,
if they bring Cal and Stanford back, but for sure, if they don't bring Cal and Stanford back, they like, all right, y'all one of them group of fives. Like
right.
one of y'all might make the playoff if y'all really dope and y'all, win your conference. So I to
And
me,
then,
they throwing football under the bus, damn near. Like
well,
we
they can do some football only.
right, but it ain't gonna be dope. It ain't gonna be power.
Notre Dame.
Uh
Notre Dame. Y'all want to come?
Notre Dame is like serious.
Hell no.
Thanks for
Y'all would
asking.
have to give us 90% of the pie. And y'all other schools split 10%, and we might think about it. But
Right.
not Notre Dame gonna have to sit down in all these musical chairs. They're not gonna be able to keep that independent shit in these next rounds of movement. But
Mm.
you're right, the Pac-12 probably wouldn't be able to pull them. But if they add basketball only, they can add football only.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do well. I don't think they would do it, but don't nobody make sense for that except Notre Dame.
Right,
Like, don't
right.
nobody else makes. I mean, if you football only, like I could very easily see them doing some other basketball only. St. Mary's probably ain't too far out the
Okay,
books.
okay. That they would be ahead of us.
You think? I mean, for sure on the list, but I think St. Mary's also has this idea of who they want to compete against. Like that, I feel like they like that league and the fact that
And Gonzaga though.
all the schools is like them. Gonzaga,
Gonzaga is their main competition, and they come into the Pac-12.
yeah,
So y'all bring that rivalry over here. You know what I'm saying? I would put them ahead of us on the list of who would you put in next. But again, that still only takes you to what, 9 or 10?
yeah. If you counting Cal and Stanford gets them to 9.
Okay,
UNLV
St.
would be
Mary's,
10.
right. If y'all still trying to get back to the Pac-12, it's still two teams you can bring in. And now you really running out of options. I'm giving y'all St. Mary's and Gonzaga.
Right. And then you become a really viable basketball conference because you got
Uh-huh.
State, Gonzaga,
St. Mary's.
right,
I mean, Washington, Oregon State, you know what I'm saying? They're not powers, but they legit D1 schools.
right.
Stanford, Cal, and you throw us in there. That would be dope, yo. If we got in a new Pac-12 for who?
Yeah, it's starting 2026. So they got this
Next
season.
season.
Yeah, I mean 2025
It
basketball,
go,
football, and
and
then so
then
yeah, it's one more season till all that reconfiguration.
starts back up.
Right.
Right. Nah, it's one more season and no more Pac-12.
Mm.
Then they coming back in some iteration.
Nah, and if UCSD could strike while the iron's hot, like have another dope year,
Right. Make one more run and be like, hey, you
y'all
know what I'm
better get
saying?
on. Y'all better get on.
Right. Put us in it or we gonna end up in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I do think we need to strike while this iron is hot though. And all this shit is fluid like this. Like this the perfect time for you know what I'm saying? It's the perfect storm. It's movement going on. We've risen up. We made a little run. Like, you know what I mean? everyone's cashing in. The coach cashed in.
Right.
So we need to cash in as a school.
Right. Nah, it's fluid, like you said. Like the rules is changing. Like ain't nobody fully versed in like, all right, we got our machine rolling, the wheels is greased. Like we just like I feel like we got as good a handle on how to flip it as
As
anybody
anybody.
else,
Right.
at least for the level we on. Like we clearly understand what the MO should be.
Right. And the crazy part is it ain't changed. We running the same playbook from the 90s. You know what I'm saying? We've just elevated it to where it fits and where we can actually think about being in the Pac-12. But it
Right.
ain't like they all of a sudden switched up and bringing in this different caliber player. Like it's still the same like it was when we was there. You know what I'm saying? Which is makes you love it even more. Like they really just transferred what we did to that level. You know what I mean? And I know I said that before, but that's crazy to me, man.
Right. Nah. It is. It is. It's just crazy how much it changes from week to week, all within the tournament still raging on.
Right.
This,
Right.
this whole idea of like you said, going back, like why is the portal open during the tournament? Why is there anything that's going to detract from what's happening on the court? Like that should be everybody's focus.
The tournament is only 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't wait. It's
Right.
not like this the NBA where the playoffs last 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we've played a game and lost our coach in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he had to be working on that already.
Right. Nah, and that's what was it McNeese State?
Oh yeah.
The McNeese
Right.
State's coach, he
Took a
had
job and still coached.
right.
And was like, hey, I told them what's up. They gonna find out on social media anyway. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point of me even trying to lie to these kids.
Right.
And they won a game.
Right.
And then he bounced. Like to me, that's just like, man, like this had we need to put some guardrails up on this. I'm all for it. Like I think it's a great thing. NIL, transport portal, all of that. But it's like, come on, it's gotta be rules. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be anywhere, anytime. You know what I mean? It's like this shit's ridiculous, yo. Because I
It
think it
is.
was in the girls game. It's some chick that has led 3 different teams to at least the tournament or maybe the Sweet 16.
Oh, that's Van Lith. Haley Van
Right,
Lith.
right,
Yeah,
right,
she's been at Louisville, got them at least to the Elite Eight, left and went to LSU
right.
and kind of tricked it off there. Like they was mad as hell at her at LSU. And then this year she had TCU, and tonight they
Okay.
lost to Texas.
TCU, that was who it was. Yeah. And they was like, I mean,
And she played
this
in the Olympics. The 3-on-3.
mm, like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? 3 different teams to the Sweet 16. I mean, come on, like, you know what I mean? Maybe you get to get in the portal once or twice at the most.
Nah, it's a dude who played at Narbonne and torched us while he was at Narbonne. Hit us for like 51 game, 42 the other game.
Mm,
6'8" dude. Signed
mm.
with Kansas. Like he had been to a bunch of different high schools. Like he could have low key been in the mix for McDonald's, but he was
No
moving
one knew
around.
where he was.
Right, right. And so, you know, uh, signed with Kansas, went there for a hot second, left without playing a game, went to BYU, and they put it all on TV today because he just agreed to go to Arizona State. But anyway, Kansas didn't play but signed. BYU played one game. Where you go? Then he went to Gonzaga. Didn't play.
Wow.
Then he went to CSUN. I think he was at CSUN this year for like his first real season. He been out of high school. This was his second year out of high school. He been at 4 colleges in 2 years. Played at Northridge this year. Did cool. You know, was probably like their second leading scorer. Northridge had a cool season. And then he left Northridge and he going to Arizona State next season. So this is 5th school.
In 2 years, and he only played at 1.
Right.
See, that I think that's too much. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like another thing that they was talking about putting in is with this NIL money, you gotta stay for a certain amount of time. Like you can't just keep going every year taking NIL money. Like if you take NIL money, it's like a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
I mean, because they was basically like this NIL shit is like free agency for college. But even better because it's always open. Because that's what they were saying. It was like, imagine if they had NFL, NBA free agency during the finals. And it's like, yeah, Jason Tatum is playing right now, but he's going to the Lakers next year. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it just don't make no sense. Like they gotta put some rules in, you know what I'm saying? They gotta put some rules in.
Right. Nah.
Which I don't even know who would put them in, the NCAA, because they toothless at this point. Like, who's even gonna be the one to implement these rules? Like, it would basically have to just be the conferences getting together and you know what I'm saying, policing themselves, which is gonna be hard to do.
Right. Now, and people have been saying that's kind of where like the NCAA is going to become more obsolete. The colleges is eventually just going to be like, dude, let's do this ourselves. You know, with whatever configuration of the conferences that are part of the power group.
Right.
And they're just going to go from there. And I don't know what the NCAA going to do, but, you know, ain't nobody miss them.
Right. I'm about to say they can kick rocks, actually. Shit. Y'all go do whatever. Y'all run D2 now.
Fuck that up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's crazy. Man, it's a weird world that we in right now with college athletics. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's cool that the timing worked out where UCSD gets to be up in it. You know what I'm saying? Because all this fluidity could be going on and we could still be down there in D2 looking up like, man, this is our chance. You know what I'm saying? But we made the move just in time and it had a good year just in time to be like, hey, how about us? Because once this cement dry, it's going to be dry. You know what I'm saying? Once these conferences realign and shit and they put together how it's going to be hard to get in a conference at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like right now, this cement is wet. It's like, hey, slide us up in here. You know what I'm saying? And again, if we wasn't in this position now, the concrete would have dried and we would have still been down there. Like, man, we ain't never gonna be able to move up now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Dominguez. Like you know what I mean? They kind of like was how we were a few years back, but their timing is a little bit off. Like this one, y'all need to be hopping up in it. You know what I mean? Like if y'all wait, because y'all look ready. They women and men made it.
I know.
Kind of like we did in our first year of D1. But you know, they may get stuck down there.
Yeah, because they not even having no conversations.
Oh,
No.
really?
Like it's other schools in that conference, like Cal State San Bernardino. Like it's other schools in that conference that have been talking about going D1. Like they're having active conversations, but Dominguez Hills ain't been one of them at all.
See? And they just did that good work this year. I feel like this is the time to capitalize, man, because again, I mean, because we seen it like when we was playing and even in the 2000s, it wasn't no movement. Like you be lucky to move up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was it. You couldn't just hop in no conference. You know what I mean? But now like teams is looking for teams. Like this is the chance for that. And we fortunately enough are in that mix. Even if it ain't gonna be for the Pac-12, these conferences that get poached gonna need, you know what I'm saying? We can at minimum end up in the Mountain West.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is where the coach went.
We're in New Mexico, right?
Right. Right. Because that's what I told Pat and Pete. I was like, we gonna see which one of these squads is in a better position in 5 years. UCSD or New Mexico when the coach's new contract, when that contract he got is up. You know what I'm saying? Who is in a better position after those 5 years? You know what I mean? Is he gonna be looking back at it like, man, I wish I had stayed, or is he gonna be like, look what I did in these 5 years? I'm at UCLA now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We'll see. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's Alford did that, right?
Steve Alford
did that New Mexico to UCLA jump.
I think he went the opposite way.
He went from UCLA to New Mexico? Okay.
Yeah, he didn't promote up out of UCLA. Like he damn near left UCLA in shame. So he didn't get, like, I think he came to UCLA from like Missouri State. Was here, did decent work, I thought. But Cass was mad at him, and so yeah, he left. And I think he went to New Mexico. Damn, that's a trip. That UCSD to New Mexico is one thing, but UCLA to New Mexico is a whole different thing.
Right. And then he ain't there.
Right. I think he the one that ended up getting replaced by Patino Jr.
Okay. Nah, that makes sense. That will fit the timeline. But see, that's what I'm saying. It ain't like you go to New Mexico and they just gonna give you like this long ass runway to like set your shit up. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of Alford, yo.
Right. Coaching career. He went from Missouri State to Iowa. Okay, now I think I'm wrong. Then to New Mexico, then to UCLA. Okay. Opposite direction. Now he had Nevada Reno.
Oh wow. So he did go from New Mexico to UCLA.
Yeah. So yeah, he wasn't replaced by Patino Jr. then. All right. Well, yeah, that's a good look for Eric Olin.
Right. Nah. But again, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. We gonna see. But before we wrap up, you said you want to hit on that LeBron.
Yeah, man, and my damn computer is probably about to die.
Oh yeah, just like when we got on this last time. This is the topic that kills computers.
Oh shit. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy between LeBron and Stephen A. You know, it's kind of the thing where it's like I get both of their points. Like, LeBron ain't never honest, I feel like. And so, supposedly when he went up to Stephen A at the Laker game, it was about leave Bronny out of this, leave Bronny out. But then a few days later, he was talking to Richard Jefferson at some game ESPN was going to do, and he was on the court talking to Richard Jefferson. And he was like, you know what? When he brought up me as a dad, then that's when I was like, oh, I got to say something. And that's what Stephen A been saying. He's like, dude, yeah, I ain't been saying nothing about Bronny. I've been talking about you. I've been saying you as a dad, stop this charade involving your kid.
Right.
And so it's like, y'all both kind of agreeing, but LeBron, you ain't being honest about what really pissed you off. Like, you mad because he questioning you as a dad. And if you had said that, like, dude, you critique me as a basketball player. Like, don't be critiquing me as a dad.
Right.
Then I could roll with that. Like, all right, if that's really that's fair game to me. For him to be like, Stephen A, don't talk about shit about me as a father because you don't know. Like, that ain't up for discussion.
And
Like,
that's what folks were saying is where he crossed the line. You know what I'm saying? Was starting to basically talk about LeBron as a father. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, up until that point, everything Stephen A did was cool. Because if Bronny's a professional, so his work is fair game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think he froze up again. Damn it! Right when we start talking about LeBron, I'm gonna see if he's gonna come back. No, it don't look like he's gonna come back. All right, well, I guess we got to end this episode here. You know what I'm saying? This is the Kool Kareem Matthews podcast. I'm Kareem Matthews. That's my boy Rodney Lusian. Thank you guys for tuning in, man, and we'll holler at y'all next time.